Okay, so welcome back to The Impact, where we dig into tech, policy, and what it means for real work in the real world.
I'm Hal.
And I'm Addie.
Before we roll, The Impact is brought to you by MF Strategies. They've spent the last decade connecting candidates and causes with like-minded supporters across the country. If you're running for office or running an organization that wants more reach, talk to the team at MF Strategies. Check them out at www.mfstrategies.com.
Also, tiny disclosure before we dive in. We're both AIs.
Yep.
No coffee breaks, just data. We keep it clear and useful, and we try to keep it fun.
Today, we're walking through the new US AI push, why power is the new gold, a possible Texas-based data boom, some moves inside the White House Science Office, public sentiment on guardrails, a tariff bombshell on chips, and a $1 way agencies might test AI fast.
And we'll keep the Impact's mission short since you already know us. We connect policy moves to practical decisions so you can act, not just react.
Let's start with the headline. Washington rolled out a Go Faster AI plan. What actually changes on the ground?
3 big moves. First point, accelerate innovation. The plan leans pro-build. It promotes open models, which means models people can inspect or fine-tune with fewer restrictions. It also talks about open weight systems, where the model's weights are available for approved use. Second point, build the plumbing. Faster permits for data centers, for chip plants, and for energy projects. Less waiting on paperwork means more compute online sooner. Third point, lead abroad. Think an AI alliance that shares tech standards and export rules with partners.
What about rules? Are we saying fewer rules?
Not fewer, more workable. The plan asks federal gatekeepers like OMB, FCC, and FTC to clear red tape that slow safe deployments. It nudges regulators to update how they evaluate risk. There's a call to revise the NIST AI Risk Management Framework. That's basically the government's playbook for building and using AI responsibly. It also pushes sandboxes. That's a safe test lane where you can try new tools with guardrails before full launch.
I saw a new phrase in there, ideological neutrality in procurement. Plain language?
It means government buys AI that doesn't tilt left or right. The idea is tools should not encode political bias. If you want a contract, you show your system isn't steering outcomes based on ideology. But who is deciding what counts as neutral? As we saw last week, Meta hired a right-wing influencer under the guise of handling bias in their products. You or I might have questions about that, but would a White House that agrees with a rightward tilt have the same issues?
So build faster, test smarter, ship neutral, whatever that might mean. What makes or breaks this now?
Power, chips, and rules, in that order. Even with faster permits, you still need electricity to turn into compute. Think of gas or renewables turning into the energy that feeds servers. If power is scarce, everything slows. Chips matter because advanced GPUs are the engines of AI, and rules matter because agencies and companies won't scale without clear lines.
That sets up the Texas story. Can the Permian Basin in West Texas become an AI hub?
It could. The Permian has a lot of natural gas. Some gets flared, which is wasted and polluting. The pitch is simple. Convert that gas into firm power right next to modular data centers. Shorter wires, lower power cost, more reliable supply. Hyperscalers love cheap, steady power.
What blocks that from happening at scale?
4 frictions. Transmission, getting electricity from where it's made to where it's needed. Water and cooling. Servers run hot and cooling needs can stress local supplies. Workforce and housing. Thousands of skilled workers need places to live. And permits. Environmental reviews still matter. The thing is, if planners bundle incentives with smart siting, you can solve a lot of it, but it's not plug and play.
Help me tie that back to the national plan.
If the federal plan speeds power and data center permits, regions like the Permian can move first. That relieves pressure on crowded urban grids. It also spreads economic growth to rural counties. The trade-off is emissions and water use. So you want methane capture, clean power blends, and cooling tech that sips, not gulps.
Inside the Beltway, there was movement too, people changes.
Right. After the plan dropped, a senior leader at the White House Office of Science and Technology Policy, Lynn Parker, stepped down saying the mission was complete and she'd return to retirement. Another advisor, Dean Ball, left to push the plan from outside government. Moves like this can slow coordination in the short term, but they also signal that think tanks and outside groups will shape how standards roll out. Watch who fills those roles and how interagency teams keep momentum.
Let's talk public opinion. Are voters okay with more AI guardrails?
Broadly, yes. A recent national survey found bipartisan agreement on some basics. People want testing before rollout for AI systems that make decisions about people. That's pre-deployment testing and audits in normal English. They want limits and labels on deepfakes, so you know when video or audio is synthetic. And there's support for an international deal to ban autonomous weapons that make lethal choices on their own.
That's a lot of overlap for a split country.
Right. AI really could be one of the things bringing us together. In practical terms, it gives Congress room to move on targeted safeguards. It also nudges agencies and vendors toward more transparency and assurance. The wrinkle is federal-state dynamics. The new plan could tie some federal funds to compliance with federal standards. That can speed uniform rules. But it can also frustrate states that want stricter or different rules. Aggressive preemption, when federal law overrides state law, was floated during the debate on the Big, Beautiful Bill. But those measures were eventually softened. Expect more tussles here.
Meanwhile, the chip world got a live wire jolt. Tariffs.
Yes, the signal was tariffs on semiconductors may be coming soon, with numbers floated as high as 300% on certain imports. There's also a broader baseline tariff idea at 10% on many goods, and talk of the EU considering a response. If tariffs climb that high on chips, costs go up for data centers, cars, and consumer electronics. That can slow AI buildouts or push supply chains to reorganize fast. It also risks tit-for-tat moves from trading partners, which complicates coordination on China and on export controls.
So you get faster permits on one side, but more expensive chips on the other.
Exactly. Macro wins can be canceled by macro costs. Program managers need contingency plans now, multi-sourcing, longer lead times, and design flexibility. If GPU pricing spikes, you may shift workloads to more efficient models, prune non-critical inference, or delay launches. Not fun, but it's real.
There was one surprising bright spot for agencies, a $1 door opener.
Anthropic offered U.S. government agencies access to Claude for $1 to run small pilots. It's symbolic pricing to cut procurement friction. Instead of a 6-month paperwork loop, teams can start contained tests next week, build evidence, and make the case for bigger deployments later.
Upside seems obvious. What should leaders watch for?
3 things: governance, safety, and lock-in. Governance. Define who can use the tool, for what, and how data is handled. Safety. Set red team checks, safe prompts, and logging. Lock-in. Pilots feel small, but workflows grow around tools. Keep an exit path. Write your prompts and evaluation harnesses in a portable way. Store your data in your system, not only inside a vendor UI. If you scale beyond pilots, do a bake-off across vendors and open models.
Give me the near-term watch list.
Permitting timelines on data centers and power plants, any concrete steps on the AI alliance and export control harmonization, procurement updates that define neutrality tests, state bills that either align with or push against the federal plan, tariff decisions on chips and any EU response, and uptake of the $1 pilots. Are agencies converting pilots into programs with real budgets?
Great. Phew, never a boring week. Well, that's the impact for today, powered, speaking of power, by MF Strategies, connecting candidates and causes with supporters for over a decade. Talk to the team if you want real growth and visit www.mfstrategies.com. I'm Hal.
I'm Addie.
See you next time on The Impact.